All right, great. So day one of training. And just to review, how many days of training are there?
14. So we have 2
How
consecutive.
many?
Adam, can you say that a little more loudly and clearly so that we can month?
Training ends when a trainee has successfully completed 2 consecutive weeks of putting 100 sets confirmed through the register.
Beautiful. All right. So in order to do this, in the first 3 days of training, we're going to get these trainees putting up their shows ASAP. Day one, we're going to give them the chance to just chill out, so we can show them the money and we can go to the core. Stephen Hernandez, because I know you've probably experienced this. How do we show new trainees the money?
Give your show.
Show after show after show after show. Andrew Adler, I know you've experienced this in your training. How do you literally show them the money?
You gotta calculate each how much I just paid in that show.
Exactly. After every single show that goes up after day one of training, say how many minutes you put out, give them the commission rate, and then ask them to multiply it themselves. Let them do the math. After you've done it 3 times, they're probably automatically going to start doing it themselves. But show them the money literally after every single show. Now, an important note about showing them the money at the end of the day. At the end of the day, when you pull out your calculator to show them the money, not only are you going to show them how much commission you made that day, you are going to divide it by the amount of hours worked, not the amount of pitches that you do. What does it do when you divide it by the amount of hours as opposed to pitches, Jackie?
It gives them an hourly rate.
Yes, it gives them an hourly rate. And what does that do for us as a company?
It builds credibility.
It builds credibility as our company. Who said credibility? Beautiful. This is a real job. You are making real money, and chances are you're making at least twice as much as anybody else in the store working at an hourly rate. It makes them comfortable with the idea of commission. So on day one, and day one is the only day after every show in which I have them counted out. After day one, do not ask them what the amount is after every single show, because you don't want that to be what they do throughout their entire time with us. Yeah. And then they get hung up on their blanks and their one-piece turns. And
Greed
like, oh,
and
I'm only
fear.
making $6 an hour now. However, at the end of every day of training, we divide it by the amount of hours that we worked. Because most of us can say, even on a difficult day, we're still putting out at least $12 an hour.
Still making more than everybody in that store.
Still making more than even most of all of the assistant managers in the Walmart.
Oftentimes, the full manager.
On the first day of training, the trainees are going to come in early so you can teach them the AM setup protocol. This is not the opening day of the store. So this is not us setting up a booth, unless if you are in a market where that is the only store in the area and this is your only chance. Like, you know, if you're going out on a loot run to train somebody and this is the first person being trained in that market. Can anybody tell me when day one of training starts? Chad Bender?
Monday.
Day one of training starts on Monday, always. From now on, day one of training will start on Monday. Yay! Yay!
What does that do?
That gives them 3 days before their week starts.
Yep, which extends your 6-day week to a 9-day week, which means that now they can hit 100 sets in their first week, and that's awesome. Yay!
Yay for completing training earlier. You're going to be handing out the day one training packet. Even, do you see that packet back there anywhere? Or do you see day one training packet stacked anywhere?
It was not with the stuff that I handed you already.
Okay. No, it's all right. It's online, so I'll just end up sending it to y'all online. The day one training packet, it's really only a short little two-page thing that just breaks down for them the typical schedule, when payroll gets submitted, who you send stuff to. It's very general. And then there is a section on the day one training packet where they write out their schedule for the full week coming up. Always, always, always have them write out their full schedule for the week in the day one training packet. I need y'all to be writing that part down. Always have them write out their full schedule for the week in the day one training packet. There will be a section that says my schedule this week with a big old blank spot. There's no need to be wasting time going over the payroll packet paperwork in stores. So be giving them that payroll paperwork to do as homework for that night. Have them do it for that night. So by the time 6 days run through, hopefully they will have actually done it. But no need to go over it in store. You can go over it in store once they've already filled everything out, and you can just double check that they filled everything out properly. Okay. Make sure the trainee has what they need to be successful. This is talking about physical items: notebook,
Paperwork.
pen,
Yes,
tape
ma'am.
recorder. Can anybody else tell me what one of the biggest things
Water.
you need to be successful is?
Vehicle.
Phone.
Well, who said water?
Stacy Smith is shouting
Thank you,
out.
because I needed it the other day. Actually, to be honest, the biggest one typically is money.
Money, yeah.
A lot of them can't even afford to get to work or like buy lunch at work. Just spot them $20 or whatever, have them write out on a little sheet of paper, I received a $20 advance from Rick Coffee, sign their name, and they will be forever indebted to you for it because you made them comfortable. And no trainee who hasn't eaten is going to be learning properly. No trainee who's worried about how they're going to be getting to work tomorrow is going to show up and have the right state of mind for work today. Now, throughout the course of the day, as you are resetting the booth, you're going to be testing the training on portions of the script. So this says test training on the script throughout the day. You're really only going to do one section at a time. Don't intimidate them and make them try to spit out the whole thing in front of you. They're never going to be able to do that on day one of training. So take it one paragraph at a time, having them recite to you. I'm real excited about this, and I know some of you guys are, and some of you may hate it, but we are starting a day one quiz through day 8 quiz.
Yay! It's on the woo-foo.
It is a woo-foo. It's for them to be filled out at the end of the day.
Before they leave the store.
They're going to put there their trainer's email address. So before they leave the store, they're going to complete the day one quiz.
That's awesome.
The day one quiz.
Mary P has something loud to say to her in a chat, because she whispered in my ear.
It just gets them in the habit of doing the woo-foo at the end of the day for their clock outs.
Yes. Give her 2 for that. She's thinking like a manager.
She show
It
is.
also keeps them credible for the
The day one quiz will include the following subject matter. When does the first pitch go up in a day?
9.
9:15 or 10 o'clock.
a.m.
How frequently should a pitch be performed?
30 minutes. Every
45.
45 minutes. 30.
Are y'all actually writing these questions out? Because you'll just want to make sure that you really hammer these out.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
if your training failed their day one quiz, it's your fault.
I'm not quizzing you guys. I'm having you write these guys out. So
Do the first one
so
again,
that's when
Rich.
what time does the first pitch go up? And how frequently should a pitch be performed? What is a tip? Larry. What is a tip? What is a Larry? What is a Springer? And what is a Bally?
What was number 2?
Tip, Larry, Springer, Bally.
The second question.
Question, how frequently should a pitch be performed?
What
time is the first
one?
Good. Now, the next 7 questions, you're going to be in an uproar about, like, how the hell are they supposed to know? I'm putting this in here for a specific reason. What are the 7 essentials in order? And I'm sure some of you are like, how the hell are they going to remember all 7 by the end of day 1? It's impossible.
That's not true.
While they were
Why are we asking this at the end of day 1?
No.
Scripto, first and foremost. 2,
Because this kind of get them into thinking about that, whether or not they're getting the words down immediately, get them into thinking like that because it helps them get the rest of it down.
yes.
7 essentials are non-negotiable.
Essentials are non-negotiable. Now, just so everybody knows, on the first 4 days of training, that question will be present on the quiz. What are the 7 essentials in order? So not only is it there for all of those reasons, but it's also just to show that they're making progress and doing their homework and improving on a daily
Conditioning.
basis. If I see they get 2 out of the 7 essentials right on the first day, you know, I may be like, okay, it's the first day, they're totally overwhelmed. But if it's day 4 and they still only have 2 out of the 7 essentials, we got a serious problem, either with the training or the trainer. And then lastly, it sounds funky, like a funky question, but this is the way a manager thinks. Where's the stock located in your store?
Oh.
Ooh,
Oh, stop!
all of the managers.
Yeah.
Just stock or all the things?
Just stock. So that's almost the last thing that we do before they leave the store after day 1. Have them complete the quiz. And then tail end, send them home with homework every single day. We send them home with homework.
Every single day.
You don't want them watching TV.
No.
You know what that
No one
does?
does that.
Googling stuff.
Andrew Agler, when I send them home with homework on that first day, what speech do I give?
The good news and the bad news.
This is the time to give them the good news and the bad news speech.
I love this speech.
Let's test one of our diligent note takers. Nicole Castile,
Yes,
remember what the good news and the bad news speech is?
I do.
Yeah, what is it?
The good news is anyone can do this job. The bad news is anyone can do this job.
Good. So, and you know, don't make it that harsh because it is day 1 of training, but make sure that you are getting the point across The way I cap out the good news and the bad. Oh, yeah. Thank you. The way I cap it out and explain what I mean, so I don't sound like I'm just coming across as an absolute hard ass, is the work that you do outside of work is going to show the amount of commitment that you have right now to this job. And there is still a lot of work that needs to be done that I can't do for you. I'm sorry, I can't memorize that paragraph for you. I'm sorry, I can't get you to do all of the things that you should be doing on your own. I can't memorize the 7 essentials for you.
But why?
Beautiful. So that's day 1 of training. From now on, whether you have 1 trainee or 2 trainees, it don't matter. Day 1 of training is going to be in store. So day 1 is not an in-house day.